Coming up on today's episode of Chicago Bears Now, I've got 5 Bears trade ideas that Ryan Poles could try to execute before the 2023 NFL Draft. So we'll get to that in just a second. I'm Harrison Graham. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. But before we get to our first trade idea, if you love the Chicago Bears, well, then give us a like on this video. Let's get 3,000 likes on today's show. I'll tell you what, if we get 3,000 likes on today's show, I will do a beer bong to start a Bears Now episode in the next week. How about that? Just right when the play button of the camera starts, I'm chugging a beer. That's my promise to you. 3,000 likes, up to you guys to pull it off. All right, trade idea number 1. Let's get to the nitty-gritty here. Bears-Commanders trade. Bears receive Montez Sweat, the number 16 overall pick, and a 5th-round pick, number 150 overall, for the number 9 pick. So Commanders move up from 16 to 9. Bears get 16, a 5th, and Montez Sweat, who I would probably put in the range of like 2nd-round value right now. So I think the math kind of adds up there overall in terms of the trade. Montez Sweat, 29 career sacks, had 8 last year, 14 tackles for loss, a career-high 28 QB hits. So you could make a strong argument he's coming off the best year of his career, at least top 2 with that 2020 season as well. Productive pass rusher, can stop the run. He just knows how to get after the quarterback. It's a lot of pressures, and the Bears need that. They need pass rushers. They got to bolster their defensive line. So I think Montez Sweat is a player that can do that. And if it's true that Poles is willing to trade down, well, trade down, get a pass rusher, extend them, and let's go. Gives you more flexibility with what you would do with that 16th pick and beyond. So that is trade idea number 1. Trade idea number 2. This is a simple pick swap between the Steelers and the Bears. Bears receive 17 and 32. Steelers receive number 9. Based on the NFL draft value chart, the Steelers are paying a slight premium here, but to get into the top 10, I think that's what you got to do sometimes. This is what the Bears currently have in terms of draft capital. They have the 9th overall pick in round 1. Pair of round 2 picks from Baltimore and Carolina, 53 and 61. They have their own 3rd-round pick, 64. 2 fourths, 103 and 133. That second one from Philly via the Robert Quinn trade. 2 fifths, one from Baltimore, one of their own, 136, 149. 2 sevenths as well, 218, and then they got that comp pick for 258 overall. In this draft scenario, trading down to get 17 and 32 for number 9, the Bears would then have 5 top 64 picks, which that's valuable, right? Because you need multiple defensive linemen. You need multiple offensive linemen. You need a corner. I mean, you could, theoretically, get all 5 of those. 2D linemen, 2O linemen, corner, in those 5 64 picks. Now, obviously, the draft has to fall your way. You got to like certain players. A lot has to go right. And Ryan Poles is still in a lot of regard, take the best player available. But when you have more darts, gets you a better chance to hit that bullseye, if you know what I'm saying. So 17 and 32 for number 9, I think it could make sense. Now, should the Bears trade down from the number 9 pick in the NFL draft? This will be the pinned comment on today's video. Type T for trade or S for stay at number 9. Let me know what you guys think. Okay, can we get 50 new subscribers on today's video? I already promised you guys if we get 3,000 likes that I will do a beer bong to open up a non-live episode. But if we get 50 new subscribers, we'll go live for a second Friday in a row. Producer Rolly and I went live last Friday. If we get 50 new subs from this video, we'll go live this Friday as well. Up to you guys. If not, no big deal. We'll still plug out a video for you guys. But if we do, hey, let's make it happen. Trade idea number 3 between the Bears and Titans. Jeffery Simmons to Chicago, the number 11 pick as well. Titans jump up to 9. They also get 61 and a 4th. And a lot of you guys are saying, well, why are you trading a 2nd and a 4th as well? Well, Jeffery Simmons is an elite interior player. Like, it's not going to be cheap to get him. And quite frankly, you would still have number 11 there, and you would still have 53 and 64, you would just lose 61 and a 4th. So it's actually not that bad. And in fact, the Titans might say no, if we're being completely honest, because they're only moving up 2 slots to do it. Jeffery Simmons is a hell of a player. It wouldn't be cheap to get him. The last couple of years, he has been fantastic for Tennessee. He can stop the run. He can rush the passer. He's 25 years old. He plays with violence. He's the type of player that Ryan Poles and Matt Eberflus would love to have on this defense, in my opinion. Is Tennessee willing to move him? There's been some conflicting kind of buzz there. I think they'd be open to it for the right price, but again, it would cost an arm and a leg. Bears draft hats are available, and I suggest you guys pick them up because you got the navy style with the orange text and logo, and then you got kind of the light gray with the blue text and logo. All available in 3 different styles: flat bill, snapback, curve bill style, whatever is your flavor. Chatsports.com/Bears draft hats. That link will get you to where you need to go. Chatsports.com/Bears draft hats. I think these are the best draft hats in a while. I'm going to pick one up. You guys should as well. Chatsports.com/Bears draft hats. Go ahead and represent today. Trade idea number 4, Bears-Jets trade. Mekhi Becton, who we'll talk about in a second. First-round pick, number 13 overall. Jets have 42 and 43 this year, so I'll take 43 here. Jets get the number 9 overall pick and a 5th-round pick, number 148 overall. Let's talk about Becton first. Mekhi Becton, who was, I think, a top 10 pick in 2020 out of Louisville, had a really solid rookie year. I was thinking, this is one of the next great offensive tackles. And a combination of injury issues and just being overweight, and some would say maybe he doesn't love football issues, has kind of derailed his career here. Only played in 1 game in 2021. I think that was the year he showed up like almost 400 pounds to offseason workouts. 2022, did not play at all. Both knee issues both those years. But you look back to 2020, his PFF grades as a rookie were pretty damn good. Yeah, he gave up 7 sacks, but 75 overall, 76 pass blocker, 74 as a run blocker. Mekhi Becton is really talented, and if I got him, I would kick him to right tackle personally, but don't overreact to the trade of this is all about getting Mekhi Becton. This is more of buying low on Becton, moving down from 9 to 13, and still picking up a 2nd-round pick from the Jets. Because in all reality, you can't rely on Becton. Like, I don't think if you trade for him, you just enter the season thinking he's a surefire plug-and-play starter, but maybe you let him compete for a job. And, maybe a fresh change of scenery gives him a chance to prove that he can be that top 10 talent that he showed he was as a rookie. He's had injury issues, weight concerns throughout his career, but the talent is very real. He can play both tackle spots. He's massive, and I don't just mean when he's overweight. Like, he is a big tackle even when he is in shape. It's a shame what's happened to him so far in his career, but if he can get right, man, I still think he could be a really, really good player. Now, what is the Bears' bigger need? Obviously, we've talked about getting offensive linemen and defensive linemen in this video. So which one is bigger? Which trenches spot needs more help? Type OL for offensive line, type DL for defensive line. You give your thoughts down in the comments. Final trade idea here. Bears receive, number 12 overall pick in Tytus Howard, a plug-and-play starting right tackle, for the number 9 overall pick, and then number 64 overall. Tytus Howard's a starting tackle, so you're going to have to throw a 3rd back to Houston for him. His PFF grades last year, 68 overall, 70 pass blocking, almost 65 run blocking. Gave up just 3 sacks. Did have 9 penalties. He can be a little bit grabby. But that's above average tackle play right there. And he's still really young. And if you're going to sign him to an extension, you won't have to pay him a massive number. Like, I think you could probably get him, $10 to $12 million per year as a right tackle. You plug him in on this offensive line, whether it's him, whether it's Mekhi Becton or someone else, you fill that right tackle hole, you're feeling a lot better about yourself. And you've got young guys that can grow together. Braxton Jones, Tevin Jenkins, if he can stay healthy. Tytus Howard, Nate Davis is still a young guy. We'll see what happens with the Cody Whitehair, Lucas Patrick situation, but that'll work itself out as well. And then obviously the defensive line, who we've talked about, some D linemen, Montez Sweat, Jeffery Simmons. You need more help on your front 4. You need more help in the trenches, period, which is why I included in most of these trades guys on the offensive and defensive line, because you just need to get better there. You got to protect your quarterback, and you got to go get the opposing quarterback. You do those things, you're going to be feeling pretty good about where you're at as a team. So I'm going to cycle through these trades, and then you're going to let me know which your favorite trade is here. So trade idea number 1 with the Commanders, Montez Sweat, number 16 overall, and a 5th-round pick to the Bears for the number 9 pick. Trade idea number 2 with the Steelers, 17 and 32 to Chicago for number 9. Trade idea number 3, Jeffery Simmons, a first-round pick number 11 for number 9, 61 and 133. Trade idea number 4 with the Jets, Mekhi Becton, number 13 overall, number 43 overall for 9 and 148. And then trade idea number 5 with the Texans, 12th overall pick in Tytus Howard for number 9 overall and number 64 overall. So let me know what your favorite trade is, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, and I'll be reading your comments on this video. Appreciate everybody for tuning in to today's Bears Trade Ideas segment. If you like this show, subscribe to the channel. 50 new subs will be live on Sunday, and don't forget to hit that like button. You want me to do a beer bong on a video? We'll make it happen. 3,000 likes on today's show.